Hello. Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to a more Euro 2024. I know it's been a few days since I updated you guys with results and stuff and my thoughts on the games. But what we'll probably do is we'll run through Friday, we'll run through Saturday, and then we will also run through Sunday's games, which were yesterday. We'll start off with Friday games. Slovakia and the Ukraine. Clicking all sorts of wrong things. I've decided to pop myself in the corner because it was a bit better than having myself massive in the middle. But yeah, Slovakia, Ukraine. Once again, Slovakia take the early lead. But they just couldn't hold on to it. Ukraine were the better side. They deserved the win, to be fair, and it sets up the group nicely. Once we have a look at the actual group, it is perfect for the last game of the group. Ukraine were just the better side. They dominated. They just kept chipping away, and Slovakia couldn't hold on. Dubravka was a bit suspect in this game as well, so I think the last game of the group, which will be Romania and Slovakia, and Ukraine have Belgium. I don't think Slovakia have much of a chance unless they hit early and then just sit back like they have done, like they did against Belgium. And they tried to do it here, but it just didn't work. But yeah, not much of a game to. Oh, it's disappeared. Not much of a game to write home about. On to the next game, which was Poland and Austria. Poland were just not good enough. Poland was so poor. Austria, early lead, and then Poland kind of came back into it, but Austria were just too good for them. There was no. Poland they don't have anything. It just seems like they go into these tournaments, they haven't played well in either game. And it feels like, essentially, it's a bit of a waste of a spot because Poland they're just not good enough. I mean, they held back Lewandowski because I don't think he was fully fit. And then they brought him on and nothing really changed. Austria, just as you can see, battered them. Got a deserved penalty. 3-1. Austria are looking good, but Poland were just awful, absolutely awful, and it's just going to be an easy last game for the next. I don't know who will be playing them next. I think it's Holland. Because France have played Austria. No, it's France and Poland. Is it France is just going to rip them apart, and Holland and Austria, that's going to be a really good game. But yeah, I think it's another group that's poised quite nicely, but I think France, they're not going to lose to Poland. It's just not going to happen. Last game of the day was the Holland-France game, and it was a bit disappointing from two top sides. Holland did have a goal disallowed by VAR where I can't remember who it was. I think it was Dumfries. He was standing. He'd come in for a chance, and then he didn't get back in time, and the ball bounces out, and Xavi Simon hits it, and it goes to the left of Dumfries, but the goalkeeper's on this side. I mean, English VAR, obviously, it took about 10 minutes for them to decide what their decision was. But a lot of people said it should have stood, and I do agree with that because you had. I think it was Dumfries, I might be wrong. He stood there. The goalkeeper's to his side, so he's not in the keeper's line of sight. He doesn't block the keeper seeing it. And Maignan doesn't make an attempt to try and save the ball. What he does is he stands there and his body's kind of turned this way a bit, and he kind of steps forward like an out, and then goes like that and sees it going. He's like, oh yeah, well, I think he saw the player out the corner of his eye and thought it's going to get ruled. If it goes in, it's going to get ruled out because he's in my way. But wasn't interfering with play. He doesn't stop the goalkeeper's vision. If anything, it was the French defenders. And also, he doesn't even make an attempt. If he tried to dive and hit him and was like, oh, come on, ref. Which is what, if I was the keeper in that situation, I would have done. But he doesn't. He just made no attempt to play the ball. And they ruled it out for interfering with play when he wasn't actually interfering with play because he doesn't block Maignan's vision and he doesn't stop him from diving. And I just think it was a really crap way to disallow a goal. And it was unfortunate because I think at that point Holland did deserve it, but them's the breaks, aren't they? And then we went on to Saturday's games. I'll just go through these Saturday games and then we'll go, because Sunday was the last game of the groups. Georgia and Czechia. Georgia are a good little team, aren't they? They scored right on the death of extra time. It was penalty, can't dispute it. But then Schick turns up again and rescues Czech Republic. I think on the balance of things, Georgia maybe deserves something out of this. Maybe a victory. It was disappointing, but ends in a 1-1 draw. Then if we go over to game 2, which was Portugal and Turkey. Turkey were disappointing. Turkey really were disappointing. Like the first game they played so well, and they just came to this and Portugal just blew them away. Like, the match info, if we got the actual... doesn't show you the actual teams, does it? Unless it's on stats. No, whatever. This website's just rubbish. It doesn't actually show you. It doesn't actually show you the teams, but you look at Portugal. They've got so many good players. They could be a dark horse this tournament because everyone's talking about France and Spain, how good they are. I mean, France have been poor in both games, honestly. I don't think France have been very good in either of their games. England have been even worse. Spain have done alright. Belgium have been crap. Portugal were in their first game, but this one they just blew Turkey away. There was just no reply for Turkey. They just couldn't get at Portugal, and Portugal was just kept bombing forward and getting these attacks. It could have been more than 3-0, but it was a really good game that I thoroughly enjoyed. Oh no, I've got to go back into it. I had to go back and back all the way through the games. And then we got Belgium and Romania, and Romania are my sweepstake team, and I'm so disappointed, but really disappointed, because Belgium scored really early on. It was a really good goal from Tielemans, to be fair, and it was just like, kind of deflated Romania a bit, but Romania were going at them and attacking. Belgium were coming back. It was another really good game. Romania could have got something out of it if it weren't. Ball just goes through and De Bruyne's just the wrong goal. slides it past the keeper. It's De Bruyne, and he weren't going to miss that, but it was really disappointing because Romania played so well, didn't actually deserve to lose, but Belgium just got the goals, and they did play quite well, to be fair. Lukaku scored, and for a third time it was ruled out by VAR because he was literally like that much offside. It's actually quite funny because I don't like Lukaku. I don't know how he scores so many goals. I just think he's just, for lack of a better term, he's just a donkey. His first touch is poor, his passing's poor, his finishing can be really poor as well. But he's Belgium's top goal scorer. I just don't get it. I really don't get it. I don't get the fascination around him. And he's still a Chelsea player. I don't know when they're going to sell him, but I would sell him to balance my books. But yeah, I don't think Belgium deserved a win. I think it should have ended a draw, but obviously you can always get what you want. And then we'll just go straight into its Sunday's games. Switzerland and Germany. Switzerland took the lead, and it was like, oh my god, could Switzerland actually do this? Top the group, and then it was another really good game. It was another one of them. It was just Switzerland attack, Germany attack, Switzerland attack, Germany attack, and Germany got the equaliser in the 92nd minute. It was so deflating. I mean, I bet it was even more deflating if you're a Swiss fan, because they'd worked so hard to get to that point and just fall at the last hurdle. But Füllkrug, I think he's got like 13 goals in 19 games for Germany. He's just come out of nowhere and he's just smashing in goals for him. I think he got one against Scotland as well. I don't think he got one in the last game though. Yeah. Against Hungary. Can't actually remember that score. But yeah, another really good game, end-to-end stuff. And the other game, because all the games now, there's 2 a day at 8 o'clock and they're going on simultaneously, so I watched that one. I didn't really watch the Scotland-Hungary game, but I watched the highlights of it, and Scotland just didn't look like they were at the races. They didn't look like they wanted to actually win. They did have a penalty shout which was waved away, and even VAR didn't look at it. And I don't know what player it is, but the Scottish player, he kind of gets forward and then I think he puts his leg over to shield the ball, and then he gets hit in the back of his leg, which I know stuff like that have been given, but I think because he stepped out and then got hit and went down, I think that's why it wasn't given. There was also a scary moment. I don't know whether... I don't know what player it was. But he had a really... see, it's not going to be here now, is it? This is all the UEFA website's stupid. 1 second. Yeah, sorry. The player's called Barnabas Varga. Free kick comes in. The ball's going over, and the Scots keeper's gun. He's got his eyes on the ball. He just rushes out and he just punches it. But in doing that, he clatters Varga, and Varga just goes down, and he's literally lay there not moving. And they were like, quick, get someone on, waving people on. A couple of Scotland players went down as well because Gunn clattered them. It was a complete accident, but Varga, he was stretchered off. Luckily, I hope he gets well. But luckily, he suffered a bit of a concussion. I think he got a broken bone in his cheek or something like that. But apparently he's stable, he's awake. I mean, it's lucky. Anything could have happened. It could have just knocked him out, and he could have hit the floor, and something worse could have happened. So it was very lucky that nothing worse happen to him, and luckily he's recovering in the hospital, and I think he will just need to get rest, and then he should be okay. But I hope he does have a speedy recovery, and I hope it doesn't damage his career in any way. But yeah, those are the updates on the games that have gone on over the past 3 days. I've just had a busy weekend, so I haven't really had time to do much recording. This is how the Group A finishes. Germany on 7 points, Switzerland on 5, Hungary got their 3 points, and Scotland finished on 1. Scotland were just terrible the whole tournament, really, weren't they? I mean, they kind of gave it a go against the Swiss, but they just weren't good enough. It was just rubbish, really. It was really bad. They just... there weren't a point where I was like, oh, you know what? I think Scotland could cheekily go through. Not once did I think that. The games. Group D, Holland and France are on 4, Austria are on 3, and Poland are on none. Poland are done and gone. Especially when you look at the fact that they've got France. I would have liked Austria and Holland to go through, and maybe France shockingly go out, but I mean, the only way, France and Poland draw, and if Austria win, it will put France through. It is literally between Holland and Austria. I can't see France losing unless Poland beat France and their goal difference goes really bad, and then Austria sneakily get a 1-0 win. Maybe we might get Holland and Austria go through and France get knocked out, but I can't see that happening. You can dream, can't you? Group E is poised very nicely. Look at that. The last games of the group are Ukraine and Belgium, and Romania and Slovakia. I can't see Romania slipping up against Slovakia. I think they'll beat them. Maybe Ukraine might cause Belgium some problems, but literally any one of those teams can go through. I'll go with Romania and Belgium. It depends what Ukraine team turns up. It's whether it's the good one or the rubbish one, so we will have to see about that. And Portugal and Turkey, that is poised quite nicely as well. Portugal are through, whatever happens. Turkey have got Czechia, Portugal have got Georgia. I don't see Portugal slipping up against Georgia, so I think it's down to Turkey and Czechia. Probably just go Turkey. I think they've just got a bit more in them, but anything can happen, really. The games that are going on today as I record this, we have... Is this one here? Croatia, Italy, and Albania and Spain. I'd like Italy. Spain are through though, aren't they? It's literally between Italy, Albania and Croatia. Again, it depends what Croatia team turn up. I can't see Spain losing to Albania. I think Albania will give it a good go though, but I think they'll lose. And then I think it's obviously Italy and Croatia, and I think I'll go Italy. I think Italy, all they have to do is play for the draw. I think they'll hit early, get their goal, and then they'll just do that Italian thing where they just sit back and you can't break them down. So I think Spain and Italy are through. I can't see Albania getting a result against Spain, but yeah, we shall see about that. But yeah, that's the end of the video. Hope you have enjoyed it. Please like, comment, subscribe, ring the notification bell, all that lovely stuff if you are enjoying it. Go check out my MLS stuff as well, and my Copa America stuff if you're into your football. And I shall see you again in the next video. Yeah, all fun coming up, and we've got the dreaded England game on Tuesday. A bit worried about that one, but Have a good day, have a good afternoon, have a good evening, or have a good night, and I shall see you guys in the next video. See you later. Bye bye.